When Christine and I moved out here to our cabin in the woods, it was because we wanted a simpler life, closer to nature, and to be the boss of our own time. And in many ways, we've succeeded. We've built a life that feels slow, surrounded by trees instead of traffic, mountains instead of meetings. But lately, we've started to feel like something is missing. Like there's one very important puzzle piece we haven't placed yet. It's right there in front of us. We know what it is. We're just not sure how to fit it into the bigger picture. And what if adding that piece ends up breaking the very thing we've spent years building? Klara, färdiga, gå!
You're going so fast. Is it fun, Augustin? Yeah! So much has changed in our way of looking at stuff, you know, since we moved from the city. Like first it was like, I want to back to nature, I want to feel this freedom again. And now we've been living here for a while and landed a bit in it and begin to talk about, okay, the world is actually changing drastically. I really think that the future has to be community.
Yeah, and less selfish.
Less selfish and way more community and way more working
Together.
Yeah.
I agree.
I
How would that look for you then? In a dream scenario?
In a dream scenario, okay, if you just take our village, in a dream scenario that village around the lake was a community that we each have our personal space in our houses, but we're all working together about, like, everyone needs to be working equal together and everyone have an interest that your neighbor survive and have a good time. Like we talked a lot about like having, you know, animals together, that you're actually working together about raising animals so the community have milk, eggs. Like, what do you think?
My view is the same. I think because not one family can do all of the things at once or by themselves. Like, I mean, I talked to Jan Erik, one of our neighbors. He's been living here his entire life, basically. And he told me that his family, his mom and dad used to have 400 chickens on their farm, which is absolutely insane. And a few cows as well. And every morning, the mom and dad took the bike either around the lake to our local, you can't say grocery store, but like...
We had a little grocery store.
Yeah, but what is it called? It's like a very small one. In Sweden, we call it lanthandel. Like you have some, you know, packages of milk, some packages of eggs, some packages of flour. It's not like a whole store. It's just a room, basically. I don't know what you call it in English. But they bicycled there every morning to deliver eggs and some milk. And in the winter, they took their, we call them kicks, and skated across the lake over to that little store. I don't know if I'm romanticizing this a lot, but that's ideal for me. Having one person that's handling a lot of eggs, so the whole village can take part of that. And then we have a few other people that are taking care of, say, maybe meat production. Don't you agree with that as well? Because I never liked the idea of like the individualization, it's a tricky word to say, of like, oh, everyone needs to own their own tractor, everyone needs to own their own lawnmower, everyone needs to have chickens, cows, goats. It's going to be...
It's too much.
It's too much, I agree.
It's like we have had this talk a lot with our friends, Tova and Matthias Talusban. I remember I had a talk with Matthias about like, it is overwhelming when you begin to do this homesteading because it's so much work. And I was like, we just talked about, but you were not supposed to do this alone. The same with motherhood. Like, there's so many mothers that feel so lonely. Yeah, because it takes a village to raise a child.
At least.
It really does.
Yeah.
We are not supposed, also like the way we, you know, I think we have created like almost like a fake security in our society today, like that, on the outside it looks amazing that we have all these opportunities and stuff like that, but loneliness, also the lack of purpose, the lack of feeling important, all of this is coming with the communities. Like you see those you're working for, you working equal together. It's your friends, it's your family. There's love involved in this. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, I agree.
And also, you know where your food is from. Like we talked about, if the stores go down, most of us are, we fucked.
Yeah, we really are.
And there's no security feeling in that. But yeah, of course, we also romanticize like the old way of living. But
It's a lot of hard work back then.
It's a lot of hard work, but it's not necessary that we have to go back to exactly how we did it. But I think we could take some inspiration and good parts and create something in a new form, maybe. I don't know. I'm just one little human being. I can, but I can feel what my heart is longing for. And I definitely think coming together is the future. We need each other. We can't sit in one big houses and with all our materialistic and I don't think that is really true purpose for a human being. I don't know.
No, I agree.
What do you guys think? In the comment field, I think we discussed this subject a lot at home, but we got so far away, we got so individualized that it can be hard to like exactly know how to get back to it.
For me, the village is not only gathering resources, but it's a lot about gathering information, knowledge, and so on, because I know a few things and I'm really good at some few things, but I don't know how to build a house, for instance. I don't know how to keep sheep. I'm really good at making videos. I know how to do that well. But we need to gather a village, I feel like, to kind of, because not everyone can know everything. And I think we need each other in that way as well, to kind of learn how to do this, because there's no chance we're gonna make it on our own. That's why I'm always asking for help and trying to figure it out that way. I'm always a part of the process. Like this is the same thing when we get carpenters here. I'm the annoying one being with the carpenters all day, trying to ask questions, learn, like absorb as much knowledge as I possibly can from them. But I think that's an important part of it as well.
I just, I've asked myself many times, like, why was it so hard for me to have a normal job, so and so, like, that's also a bit in this community. Like, I remember I worked briefly in a health food store in Copenhagen because I thought that must be a very meaningful job while I'm studying. But I realized quickly that was also not a kind of big corporation that just want us to push us many money through. And I can work my ass off if I see that my work is actually giving love or helping, or do you know what I mean, in some way. I can't just work for money. There's nothing in me that can drive me. I need to see that it makes a difference. And I feel like when you are together in a community and you're working hard for this community, you're working hard for your neighbor can feel well, you're working hard for your own family, do you know what I mean? Like, you actually see you do a difference in other people's life. I feel that is why I'm here.
I mean, working your ass off I have no problem with that at all.
No.
I actually like to push myself quite a lot if it's for something I truly believe in.
Yeah.
That's the big difference, because when we both worked in stores before, no meaning.
No.
I worked way less back then. But the only drive I had was to get money to pay for rent and food.
We need to bring value, we need to bring purpose, we need to bring togetherness back into our life. And I think that would be better also for the earth, for everything, that we actually helping each other to build things up instead of take and tearing down for money's sake. Oh, he's sleeping. And also you can see like the water between the trees. That's so pretty.
It's almost impossible to see with this lens, but the lake is still frozen. Do you want to tell me what just happened?
Yeah, we found this, me and August found this really pretty spot in the middle of the forest. And you were somewhere over there. We couldn't see you. And I was just standing here. And then suddenly I could feel something like really big behind me. And I didn't dare to look because I was afraid to panic. But then I could hear that there began to come steps towards me. And then I don't know why, but after I become a mom, I just feel so much more vulnerable. So I panicked and screamed for you. And then I heard like whatever it was run the other direction. And it was really like big steps. So maybe just a moose, but...
Yeah, but just a moose can also be dangerous.
Yeah,
so.
That's true.
But the bears are waking up now, so...
Yeah, they are waking up now. And we are on the big hill behind the cabin in, the wild forest. There's no houses near here, nothing.
No.
So if I was a bear or something, I would be here.
Yeah, we know there are 2 bears here, so...
You know that?
Yeah. There's a big area, of course, but still.
Yeah, so I panicked and screamed for you.
And from my point of view, it's quite terrifying when your woman and child are like several hundred meters away from you, because we were trying to get August to sleep a bit, and then I just took the camera and walked away and tried to film some birds, and then you hear your girlfriend's voice is echoing through the forest like, Kalle, Kalle! And like in the just few hundred meters running here back to you, I had at least 16 scenarios in my head of what could have happened, like falling down, a bear, moose, he hurt himself, you hurt yourself. We're all good.
So much fun! August? So, Mr. Chef,
Yeah.
can you please eat?
Yes, 2 minutes.
What are we gonna have?
Organic chicken, black rice, and like a cream sauce.
Yeah.
With a lot of spices like thyme, rosemary, salt, pepper, basil, garlic.
That sounds good.
So, welcome to restaurant Flodin. We only serve leftovers here. Welcome. Hope you're gonna enjoy your stay. There's a plate. Oh. Ja. Har du hicka?
Is it good? August? Is it good?
Är det svarligt? Nej. 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 When it comes to building a community, which we are very serious about doing here locally, it's something that both excites me and terrifies me at the same time, because I'm so selective of the people I let into my life. I let into my family's circuit, or the people that are getting closest to us. It makes sound very selfish, or something in that style, but in the matter of fact, for me, life is who you share it with, and I truly believe that you are going to become based on the people that you surround yourself with. So I'm so split in this emotion, because I really want to invite people here, find houses locally around our lake, start building these communities, helping out each other, but at the same time I'm absolutely terrified, because we have such a good life here, and I don't want people to come here and ruin it at the same time, because we have examples of that happening. Like, quite of a young guy moved here quite close by. We were like, oh, nice, young guy moving here, bought an old farm. Literally the first summer, he plowed down an entire forest because I'm guessing he needed the money for it, maybe, or something like that. But a beautiful forest we walked in on a regular basis. It's just gone. He bought the land. He can make that decision, obviously, but I'm just terrified that's gonna happen out here as well. So I have to be honest and saying that I'm very split in the emotion. But I think deep down, if we're gonna build these communities, I think we just have to go for it and trust that the right people will be attracted to us and the choices we've made out here.
Okay, on Friday,
Yeah.
someone has 1 year old birthday.
Yes.
And we're gonna have
Birthday party.
birthday party, and you're gonna
Family and friends.
have a gift from Dad.
This is the early birthday gift. You're not actually 1 year old yet. But this is the initiation rite to become a proper son. Let's see if we can get this working. Is it on? I can't see your face. Is it on?
Yeah. It's a bit big, isn't it? Okay, that's gonna. Yeah. Are you looking like Daddy now?
Take the bort. Communities, of course, exist in many different forms. Now I've only been speaking about getting people to physically move here, and that's one form of a community. But another community that has formed, which I value so highly, is you guys. I mean, yes, we live out here alone, but what makes this feel special is that you are part of the journey. I really, really, really appreciate having people online that I can communicate with, either on DMs on Instagram or comments here on YouTube, because that makes me feel more secure with our choices. We realized we're not alone in these feelings. Everything from talking gardening, living away from the city life, breaking out of the norm and the 9 to 5. And you guys hear us, you understand us, you resonate with what we're feeling and thinking, and that is so valuable, because it can be really scary if you're sitting alone with thoughts and feelings of your own and not knowing that there are other peoples out there feeling the exact same thing. And I think that's why I really appreciate you guys taking the time to comment, taking the time to really respond to each other, because I think there's great value in that. And another example, like without you guys that were so incredibly generous last spring when we did a crowdfunding for our well, so we can actually dig and get running water here to the cabin, that wouldn't have been possible without you guys as a community. And that's another form of community that's equally important, that wouldn't have been possible that many years ago, but today we have that possibility. So I don't think we should take that for granted either, because it's equally important. If these conversations about the community is resonating with you, I would love to know what would be the dream or ideal community for you. I think we have painted a picture of what we really dream of, but now I want to bounce it over to you. What would you really like to see in your surrounding area? What would be the dream for you? Let me know in a comment down below. And can we just super quickly appreciate the light hitting through the woodshed? Again, one of those small things that makes me so incredibly happy. Sunlight, birds chirping. A very calm and still, beautiful spring evening. Thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys next Sunday. Take care. Bye.